What is going on, people? Today I'll be talking about why I don't like catching public transport. I mean, generally I hate catching public transport. Now I don't need to worry about catching buses anymore, and I find it easier to drive a car since I have my driver's license here officially. It sucks it shows the address, cause like I don't want your mums to find out. But anyways, let's watch the video. Okay, I have a video of me about the Australian public transport system. I don't know why people promote or sponsor like Australian public transport system, nor do I really give a fuck about it, the Australian public transport, except for the time where you see people being crazy on there. So yeah.
Yeah, some days I feel unfazed, like when I'm with my friends with a cup raised. On Monday, I got a gun raised. Suicidal, do or die until hump day. Then I go right back at it like an automatic. More drinks, more songs, more beats to rap. I need a shrink, I'm gone. More time keeps passing. No watch, no thoughts at all. Just a hat, new era.
Clumsy prick.
Feelings with the orange and black to feel home. From Citizens Bank back to Camden Yards. It's a tale of two cities, and trust we go hard. Trust we go hard. Yes, we go hard. You said we go hard. I said we go hard. Rocking my Bob Cousy, stocking up on the loose. The lyrics come easy, but the life is a doozy. And yes, I'm choosy, and no, I won't settle, but I still take pop off over that kettle. Cause I'm talking big. Yes, I'm gonna hit you.
Cooking on a train. Such an iconic. You see, like English road ones wanna be just hanging on a train like that. What the hell? You'll be fined if you get caught. So be aware, lads.
In Australia, there are many different modes of transport, and for many years now, there's been one mode of transport that stood out from the crowd and destroyed all competition, and that, of course, is the AU Falcon. But while it is true that driving an AU Falcon is the best way to get around Australia, it isn't the only way. As you may know, there's roughly 25 million Australians, but as of the year 2020, there was only roughly 45,000 registered AU Falcons in the entire country. So that means that 24 million Australians have to find a different mode of transport, and that's where public transport comes in. For the last 100 or so years, public transport has been helping corridor drivers and people without their license get to and from work, school, and other important things. So you'd think with over 100 years of trial and error and learning from mistakes, catching public transport in Australia would be as nice and relaxing as driving an AU Falcon. Well, of course not. So in today's video, I'll be going through everything that you need to know about the Australian public transport system, but more specifically Melbourne's
everyone should get their driver's license as soon as possible.
For some reason, which I still don't understand, it's the world's third most livable city. So now it's time for me to step in and get into it.
You say
first thing I'm going to talk about is
hang on a minute. You say Melbourne's the most affordable place to live? Bullshit. I've got friends and family who lives in Melbourne, and the price of affording the cost of living is high as fuck compared to Adelaide. That's bullshit.
all the different people that you'll meet on the public transport network that you need to avoid. First up, we have ticket inspectors. Very recently, the company that runs Melbourne's public transport network decided to up the daily fare to $10 a day. And as we've learnt many times before, whenever a company decides to up the price of a product by a ridiculous amount without actually making the product any better, their customer base responds by not paying. And public transport is no different, which is why Public Transport Victoria pay people minimum wage to go around and catch other people who are also earning minimum wage and fine them $300. But you see, it's not all doom and gloom, because once again, I'm here to save the day with a mathematical solution. You see, if public transport costs $10 a day, and you successfully fare evade for 31 days, you can afford to cop the fine and still be $10 up. So just like every other piece of financial advice, the longer you keep it up, the more profit you'll make. But that's enough free financial advice for now, because the next type of person that you'll meet on the public transport network is just as annoying, and that is the Eshay. There's only 2 reasons that you find Eshays on...
Bruv, who the fuck these Eshays are? Roadmans on crack? Fuck them. They're gonna go fuck themselves if they just gonna like get paid by Centrelink like every fortnight, buy some drugs, complain about their financial problems. That's their problem, right? Like, if they're gonna complain to others like, can you give me money? Can I sell you drugs? Well, not today, buddy. I'm straight edge. So you can go cry me a river, right? Right, Eshays? If you wanna watch this video, I mean, like, it's a joke. I don't mean to be that hurtful. As long as us just joke around, cause like, I am going to end this entertainment series, so bear in mind, like, I want to take away the drama. I hate dramas, because I don't give a shit about it anymore.
On public transport. The first reason being that they spend all their money on Nautica from the sales rack at David Jones and TNs from Foot Locker, leaving them with a subtotal of $0, which is less than the...
Relax, okay? You gotta pay a little a month. I will get up to the video later on, okay? If I had a chance to make another entertainment video, so that you will see for yourself.
$500 required to buy an AU Falcon, therefore utilising the only source of free transport available to them, and the second reason being that
free.
they don't yet know how to steal cars. Compared to ticket inspectors, it's very easy to spot an Eshay. Most of the time, ticket inspectors operate undercover, whereas Eshays are never undercover. As soon as your train arrives 20 minutes late and that door opens, if you can hear shitty Aussie rap played on an even shittier Kmart speaker, I'm sorry to inform you, but it looks like your train has an incurable case of an Eshay infestation. For the billions of overseas viewers who don't know what an Eshay is, just think of a gangster from your home country, minus all the scary stuff. And about
I know what it means. It means roadman on crack. That's what it basically means. But roadmans in the UK usually drive cars, but Eshays usually, you know, that type of shit.
About 13 years old. Unlike a real gangster, 90% of the time these guys pose no actual threat. But with that being said, avoid eye contact at all costs. Because just like an Enderman from Minecraft, if you look them in their eyes, they'll go ballistic. And due to the fact that you're locked in a metal box with them till the next train station, you're going to have to be prepared to put up with up to 20 minutes of verbal harassment and constant threats of murder. And all of that mixed with the background music of Cursor playing off a stolen Kmart speaker that was only $15 to purchase anyway. A scenario like this is enough to make a man's brain explode. But that's enough about Eshays, because just talking about them is giving me a headache. Another very common sight on the Australian public transport network is customers riding on the outside of the vehicle. If it costs that
motorbike on
the inside of the train, why not ride on the outside for free? Now, YouTube, if you're watching, I'm not at all encouraging this behaviour. This video, as well as all of my other videos, is purely educational. Now, it's highly likely that you've seen train surfing on the news, YouTube, or even in real life. But what some of you may not know is that train surfing is not only limited to trains. You can often find Australians catching some fresh air while hanging off the back of a train, tram, or bus. And if they really have a death wish,
go for car rides, this is enough for you.
On the front. Now, while we're on the topic of what's happening on the outside of the train, tram, or bus, we'll get into the public public transport-related impatient
Open the
drivers.
windows.
Thanks to things such as level crossings and constantly stopping trams and buses, a lot of Australian drivers are going to get held up by public transport. Now, this wouldn't be a problem if anyone in Australia was actually patient, but if you've ever driven on an Australian road, you'll know that everyone's always got somewhere to be. Except, of course, that one dickhead who's always in front of you doing a 60 zone.
Dickhead!
Let's get back to impatient
Dickhead!
drivers. Because when these guys get stuck at a level crossing waiting for a train, or stuck behind a bus or tram,
Riding in the 60s,
they'll do anything to get home 2 minutes quicker. Whether that's driving
Is that
around
gonna work?
gates and getting cleaned up by a train,
Just having
or
multiple
overtaking a
rockets on the
bus
car.
on the wrong side of the road and getting T-boned, or flying up the left side of a tram at 160
Motherfucker!
Just
observe
just
right
in front of it.
to your
Like I
right,
said
man.
before, these guys will risk their own life and the life of every passenger in their car.
I know the bus
just
is
to
his
get
fault.
home
It's the
20
bus' fault.
seconds earlier. Now, for
Yes.
the next thing I'm going to talk about in this video, we have to go back inside the public transport network, and that is the drunk and disorderly. Like Eshays, there's 2 reasons why you'll find the drunk and disorderly on the public transport network. The first reason being that they've had too much alcohol and know that they're over the legal limit to drive, and the second reason being that they don't actually
I don't
have
drink
a
anymore.
license because they lost it.
I
for
used to
drink
drink a lot
driving. Now,
when I don't have a
90% of the
full
time
license.
when they're not fighting people or arguing with the police, the drunk and disorderly can actually be
What
a
the
good
hell?
source of entertainment for your ride home. You'll often see the drunk and disorderly singing,
I'm a soldier, standing on my feet, no surrender, and I won't retreat.
dancing, doing push-ups, doing acrobatics, turning the train into a makeshift slip and slide, and many other random things. But as you know, all good things must come to an end, and when the drunk and disorderly have a bit too much to drink, the byproduct of their activities can be pretty disgusting. If you frequently travel on the Australian public transport network, you'll already know what this is. And for those who don't, it's miscellaneous bodily fluids. And sometimes, if you're lucky, you might find something a little more solid. Now obviously I can't show this sort of stuff on YouTube without blurring it, but I can assure you from personal experience that it's pretty fucking disgusting. Even though companies such as Metro Trains claim that their trains are cleaned daily, unfortunately
Bullshit.
Australia's train cleaners are outnumbered by fudge cutters 2 to 1. And on that stinky bombshell, it's time to end. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. If you'd like to be blessed by more teachings from His Holiness, Yorak Hunt. If you enjoyed this video so much that you stuck around right till the end, comment "I like trains" to let me know. And as always, a shout out to all the people who made a donation to the charity of my bank account, and I'd like to give a special shout out to DerpNZ for donating a whopping 50 New Zealand dollars. I'd like to say, cheer my bro, that's choice as G. And I'll be sure to spend that 50 bucks on upgrading the locks in my sheep pen to keep you dirty bastards out. And if you want to help support the channel,
Dirty
head over
bastards.
to my website and buy a t-shirt or some stickers. Every purchase goes into a draw to win absolutely nothing.
Is that the end of the video?
Hill Central.
Yep, that is the end of the video. And if you dumb cunts wanna mess around, go to Melbourne, go to fucking Melbourne, go to fucking Sydney, whatever. Just the Adelaide and the Northern Territory, like Brisbane, Gold Coast, should be quiet in general. But if you want to be a fuckwit, well, Melbourne and Sydney is the way to go. And Frankston, I don't know where the hell that is. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this reaction video to the public transport system. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to click on the notification bell and get me up to 300 subs by the end of 2025. But yeah, and I hope you guys and girls enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.